welcome to St. Mark Advent Adventures with Father Dave and Deacon Ron. Today is Friday of the third week of Advent. Our gospel reading today comes from the Gospel of Matthew. I just want to tell you a little story. When my kids were young, I remember that there were always those moments where at nighttime they were afraid. And I would always try to remind them, look, I'm going to take care of you. You know, I'm right in the room next to you. Don't worry about it. You know, you're going to be afraid. That happens. But guess what? I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. Don't be afraid. And I don't know if that gave them just a little bit more assurance or not, but, you know, it got them to sleep, and it gave me an extra hour of sleep. But I always think about that when I think about this particular gospel reading. It's a reading where the angel comes to Joseph, comes to him in a dream. And, of course, Joseph is nervous. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know about the story with Mary. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He's going to be a father. All this. I mean, it's just really overwhelming for Joseph. But the angel of the Lord comes to Joseph in this dream. And what does he say to him? He says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And in that same dream, he tells him, he says, look, you know what? Mary's going to have a child. And his name shall be Emmanuel, God with us. I always think about that whenever I'm faced with challenges or difficulties and just kind of say to myself, you know, don't be afraid because he is with us. No matter where we go, no matter what we do. You know, at the end of this gospel, when Jesus takes his apostles up to that mountaintop, you know, and he tells them, you know, look, don't worry. I'm always going to be with you. I'm always going to be with you. Whenever I have the opportunity to baptize a child, I love that opportunity to look to the parents, the godparents, you know, and after reading that reading to them and say, you know what, you know, you have a lot to do here in raising this child and sharing the faith with them. But you have to always remember that God tells us he's going to be with us. He's always going to be with us. I mean, that right there should take that fear away. So we think about that on this day as we continue our walk through Advent. There are lots of changes. We have those fears. We have those challenges, those obstacles. But you know what? He says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm always going to be with you. That's Emmanuel, God with us. And that's the promise of Advent.